Hi guys, and welcome back to the Caribbean Spot. In today's video, we have an update. The judge rules against Iraq war veteran Marlon Parris. Let's get into this video. What happens when you serve 2 tours in Iraq, risk your life for a country you love, and still end up in a detention center facing deportation? This is the story of Marlon Parris, a Caribbean-born, Trinity-born U.S. Army veteran who now finds himself detained and at risk of deportation. Despite years of honorable service to America, and just this month, a U.S. immigration judge dealt a crushing blow to his legal fight. Let's break down the full backstory, the last ruling, and the growing public outcry. To understand how we got here and why this case has captured national attention, let's go back to where it all began. Marlon Parris was born in Trinidad and Tobago and moved to the United States as a teenager. He's been a lawful permanent resident since the 1990s. He proudly enlisted in the U.S. Army, completed 2 combat tours in Iraq, and was honorably discharged. According to his wife Tanisha, he served for nearly 7 years, including operations in OIF 1 and OIF 3, right at the start of the war. But in 2011, his life took a sharp turn. He was convicted of a non-violent drug offense, served 5 years in prison, and was released in 2016. At that point, Immigration and Customs Enforcement ICE issued what's called a letter of no interest, a formal document stating they would not pursue deportation proceedings against him. For years, he rebuilt his life. Case closed, so it seemed. So the letter of no interest wasn't a permanent pardon. It simply meant that ICE had reviewed his case and saw no need to move forward with removal at that time. Since January, Marlon's been detained and locked in a legal fight to avoid deportation. That process has included multiple hearings, and now the judge has issued a ruling that could change everything. Earlier this year, he appeared before the court where his legal team challenged the basis for his detention and tried to stop the government from using old conviction records against him. That first hearing didn't go in his favor, but it laid the groundwork for what came next. On May 9th, 2025, Immigration Judge Frank Treviso, I may have said it wrong, ruled that Marlon Parris is deportable, giving ICE the legal green light to move forward with removal. Parris's attorney, Douglas Kofi, tried to block the government's evidence, arguing it was filed after a court-imposed deadline, a clear breach of procedure. But the judge denied that motion, claiming the delay didn't cause enough harm to exclude the evidence. So despite ICE missing the deadline, the evidence was accepted. The court sided with ICE, not the veteran who served 2 tours in Iraq. But this isn't the end. Deportation is not yet final, and his legal team is still fighting. So what happens now? With the judge's ruling in place, Marlon's fight is entering its most critical phase yet. Marlon Parris is now awaiting a merits hearing scheduled for August 11, 2025. This hearing will determine whether he qualifies for relief from removal or if ICE will be allowed to move forward with deportation. At this stage, the court will weigh his full circumstances, his military service, his prior conviction, his rehabilitation, his family ties, and any legal basis for protection from removal. It's the point where the judge can either stop the deportation or let it proceed. Until then, Marlon remains detained at the Central Arizona Florence Correctional Center, and his legal team is continuing to fight for his right to stay in the country he once risked his life for. The outcome of this case could set the tone for how America treats its non-citizen veterans, not just in this courtroom, but across the entire immigration system. While the legal battle continues behind courtroom walls, outside those walls, the public response has been growing louder, with voices from every corner calling this what it feels like a betrayal. This case has stirred something deeper than debate. It has triggered outrage, grief, and disbelief across the country. Veterans, immigrants, legal experts, and everyday citizens have all raised the same question. How does a man who fought for this country end up fighting it to stay? For many, this isn't just about immigration. It's about trust. It's about what it means when a government gives its word and then walks it back. It's about whether the sacrifices of military service mean anything when weighed against bureaucracy, politics, and policy shifts. Critics say the message being sent is chilling, that promises made to those who serve are optional, that legal protection is temporary, and that even honorable discharge veterans can be discarded without recourse. And what does that mean for those currently in uniform, for future recruits, for immigrant families who believed in the system? As one commentator put it, either the law means something or it doesn't. In this moment, the eyes of the public aren't just on one man's case. They're watching to see whether a nation that says it honors its heroes would prove that with action or silence. He served, he sacrificed, and now he's detained, fighting for his right to stay in the country he defended. Do you believe America keeps its promises to its veterans? Well, sound off in the comments below, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more truth the mainstream won't cover. Well, until the next video, bye.